And welcome back. You are indeed watching Good Morning Kenya on KBC Channel 1 with me, Victor Oloo. If you've just joined us, just make sure that you catch up the remainder of this discussion. We are in Eye on Politics. And of course, we are talking about succession here. In case a spouse dies, well, what happens to the better half or to the children? And we have got Kajiado East Member of Parliament, that is Peris Tobiko, and nominated Member of Parliament, Honorable David Sankok, who are also helping us to dissect this matter in depth. Of course, it's still a motion before the House, National Assembly, and it is bringing a lot of heat in this matter, what is going to happen if the law is passed as it is. So, Honorable Sankok, you say that most women take advantage when a situation of this happens. What happens to the children when a husband or a wife dies?
You know, the children were not part of your illicit affair. So I think the law described very well that the children are part of the dependents and they are legal in terms of the dependents, as far as they have been proved that the DNA test is that they were sired by this man, and probably even in the case of a woman, if then there was a child, that the woman had left in another man's house, and probably the woman then is the one who is rich. But again, I was trying to explain, Victor, and I think Honorable Peris will support me, that in an illicit relationship, then this one is illicit and totally illegal. And that in that particular illicit relationship, everybody had a burden that they have to then bringing it on the limelight and asking others. You know, the man bear the burden quietly of sending fare, chips, funga, and paying for the hotel in which the illicit relationship happened. That is a burden. So the bank account of this particular man was going to zero. Then the slave queen should also accept a burden that she can get pregnant. So in that particular illicit relationship, when the man sent fare, which is most of the time 20 times the real fare, then she should save the other percentage, almost 80% of the money, to be able to cater for the burden that she may be able to carry. Because in this case then, if you come up and bring a child and say that we share this child together, and that you must take care of this child, surely, why don't you first of all refund me my fare so that I get money to take care of this child? Every upkeep that I've been sending you, why don't you also send so that we can share all this burden? You know, you cannot just say it is a burden that is carried by a woman that now become public, that become our burden. But the burden that the man carried quietly, the burden of sending fare, the burden of sending, you know, bundles to my kidogo, you know, my mother is coming, you know, I need something to my pesa salute. All this, the man took this burden quietly. Then as a woman, if you got pregnant, why don't you just be quiet a bit and take your burden quietly?
All right, Mheshimiwa Peris Tobiko, it is not about sending money for transport. It's not about sending money for salon. It's not about sending money for different upkeep, but it's about legal entity in a marriage. Now, the question here is, are we going to see a rise of different women trying to claim their positions now that this act, this bill is in Parliament as it is right now? Is it going to bring a certain rush for women or men to cement, or in this case, clarify their positions in as far as marriage is concerned?
It should actually. Victor, you know, this is a very serious piece of legislation, and which intends to protect legal entities, legal unions, and should be actually given the seriousness it deserves. And those Kenyans listening to us should actually take it seriously, that they must know the sort of unions they are involved in. Are they legally acceptable? Are they backed up by the law? Or is it what Honorable Sankok is referring to as chipsfunga, slave queens, the busybodies and all that? I think it's a serious piece of legislation, and people should take their lives seriously. Every woman, every man should, seek to be in a relationship that is acceptable and that is also well defined by law. And the products of such a union, which are children, should be protected, by the law. And because my take really, should these relationships of chipsfunga be there in the first place? Should these relationships of slave queens be there in the first place? Even men should respect themselves. Men should really, not just fearing God, but, should also respect their marriages, so that people are leading lives that are, acceptable and not full of shame when at the time of your demise, when now everybody comes out from different corners from.
All right, continue. Okay, it seems we've lost Honorable. All right, it seems we've lost Honorable Peris there because of network issue. But Honorable Sankok, just to chip in very quickly, the question here is the timing of this particular bill could be suspect. Do you think so?
No, the timing is not suspect. It's good and it's in good order. And I think Honorable Peris had tried to explain very well that the illicit relationship, should it really be there? People should respect an institution of a family. And we are not animals. It's only animals. Like when we migrate our animals in search of pastures to Tanzania, they will probably come with DNA or genes of bulls from Tanzania. And we are not animals. We are human beings. And human beings have what we call social attachment. There is that family unit that is a relationship, is a unit, is a legal unit. So I think this bill then will protect those legal units, so that illicit relationship should remain illicit relationship. What I just fear is that the slave queen will be put back to the drawing table, because what they have been drawing is waiting for the victim, who most of the time is older than them, to die, and then they claim property, so they don't work. So it's a high time women respect themselves. First, just get married, legal married. If you are not legally married, then make sure that you respect yourself and wait for your child to be married. Don't, I think as far as we can blame men, that sometimes men are not, they don't respect themselves. But see what is happening. Men are dressed very well. The dress code of men all over centuries have been maintained as a very good dress code. But see women dress in a way kujitangaza tayari kwa usherati. The dress code of women have been changing and mutating, and all the mutation of the dress code of women is just...
No.
No, it's the truth.
No,
we have to be fair.
Not take time. No,
Mheshimiwa Sankok, Honorable Tobiko has an objection to that statement.
Okay. Let me withdraw. No. But anyway, it's good to withdraw some facts when they are already out there and people have known. Because if you see who actually dress in a way of exposing part of the body.
My dress, my choice.
Honorable Peris, you seem to be having a divergent opinion.
No. Honorable Peris had told us that men should respect themselves. But it's also good to cover the necessary part of the body that should be covered, so that you can respect yourself also. So let women also dress very lightly. But anyway, this bill will address the issue of those illicit relationships. They should not be there in the first place. People should respect family. Of course, biologically, men are promiscuous. Even in the Bible, it is there. Even in terms of, even in animals, it is there. So, what will this bill address is that if a man feels that they should actually be polygamous, then let them marry 2, 3, or 4 wives. They're allowed by law. But then let them not have an illicit relationship outside there. And if it is there, then women mujipangi.
Honorable Peris, Tobiko, Honorable Sankok has raised a very contentious issue here of dress code, and you've put it that your dress, your choice. But what is your take on that? And even as you respond to that, what is the mood in the House as far as this bill is concerned?
You know, let me say, possibly Honorable Sankok was raising on a light touch the issue of the dressing, because I would say, you know, women have the right to dress in the most comfortable manner, in the way that also makes them, you know, happy with themselves. Women dress for themselves, then they don't dress for men. And even if women were to find a naked man out there, I can assure you no woman will touch that man, you know. And so likewise with the men, they should be full of respect for themselves and for the other people, that dressing is not, will never be the excuse for some of these acts that we get to hear in public of women being stripped for not dressing. I mean, for being seen to be dressed not. Hello?
Right, continue, Honorable.
You know, let's not belittle the discussion. Hello?
All right, continue.
Hello?
Even Honorable Sankok, can you hear me? Honorable Temis? Where is Tobiko?
Yes, me, I'm hearing you. Network is really conspiring against Honorable Temis.
Okay.
And this is on my advantage.
Okay, Honorable Peris, the question here is, what is the mood in the House as far as this bill is concerned? Are you optimistic that it's going to sail through?
Yes, very, very, very optimistic. Actually, I could see that finally both men and women who are in legal unions feel the law has come to give clarity, and this law has come to protect, you know, the legal dependence of deceased persons. And so I have seen the excitement in the House that this law has come just at the right time.
All right.
To protect legitimate unions.
All right, Mheshimiwa, Honorable Peris and Honorable Sankok, just before we continue this debate, as we come to an end, we have got some breaking news that Mama Sarah Obama is dead. That is the news that you can see at the bottom end of your screen there, that Mama Sarah Obama is dead. And of course, the family has confirmed that she died at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Hospital in Kisumu, where she was admitted after falling ill for quite some time, and where she was undergoing treatment. She's died at the age of 99. Of course, we are following up this story and we'll keep you updated in our subsequent bulletins across the day. The breaking news at the scroll down under the screen, the bottom of your screen, is that Mama Sarah Obama has died at the age of 99 at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital in Kisumu, where she was admitted while undergoing treatment. We'll keep you updated on that developing story as and when we get them. Honorable Peris and Sankok, let's just move a bit out of this topic and talk about the BBI. And it seems that the train left the station and somewhere along the way it got stuck. Honorable Sankok, what's your take on that?
I just wanted you to repeat that question.
All right, the parliamentary committee, the Joint Parliamentary Committee on the BBI received a notification on Saturday evening saying that the BBI process had been paused for quite some time. And of course, this comes amid some of the reactions and the directive from the president. What does it portend now to the BBI process in the floor of the House now that it has been, the bill has been tabled before the House?
Okay, first of all, Victor, let me just follow up with Honorable Peris Tobiko. The mood of the House is very good for the Kaluma bill because it will protect the legal marriages. And of course, if you see in the House, those who are legally married are very many, even in the general public. Those who are legally married are very many. The slay queens are really very few, although they are normally the loudest. So even if they are louder in the House, of course, this bill will pass with almost 90% vote. And then coming to the passing of Mama Sarah Obama, let me send my sincere condolences on my own behalf, on behalf of my family, on behalf of the 6.5 million Kenyans I represent in the National Assembly, to the family of the Obamas, either in Kenya or in America, for these great loss. May God protect them and give them strength to bear such a loss. I've met Sarah Obama severally because she also take care of persons with disabilities. So there are several persons with disability who are under the care of Sarah Obama Foundation. So for us as persons with disability, it is a great loss for all of us and a great loss to the country. Having said that, now, when it comes to the BBI bill, of course, you remember that we had discussed in Parliament and they needed extension, first of all, to understand where does Parliament come in. Are we able to amend or are we just a conveyor belt? But for me, constitutionally, the Constitution gives us a mandate that that bill must pass through Parliament. And I don't think it can just pass through Parliament as conveyor belt. And during that time, I requested, during that debate, I requested the Speaker to give an extension of 6 months to the Legal and Affairs Committee. But I think my prayers are really answered. In fact, they are answered in double fold because it is no longer an extension of 6 months. It is a pause, which of course, if it is beyond August, then it's a pause beyond 2022. So I can say that my prayers were instantly answered by Almighty God. And again, BBI in this country have never been a priority. You know, we have pressing issues. Our economy is not doing very well. Of course, the pandemic, you know, we cannot dance reggae at the graveyard of the 1,000 plus Kenyans that we have lost under the COVID-19 pandemic. You know, it does not even sound right. It does not sound right in the eyes of God, in the eyes of human beings, that we are dancing reggae and saying that nobody can stop reggae. In fact, a pandemic of this magnitude, international pandemic, you are still saying nothing can stop reggae. You know, it's pathetic as a country. So I think the president did well by giving directives that we should actually save life first. So I really support. And the cessation of movement from the red zone is timely. It have come at the right time. And even in closure of public gathering, especially political rallies, because I think these political rallies, the campaign for BBI, the campaign for 2022, is one of the factors that have really exaggerated and the spread of this particular disease. So we should protect Kenyan life first. So for me, okay, I support. If they have received the JLAC committee have received the SMS, they should take that message from the speaker as timely, and they should take in a good heart and halt all BBI discussions.
Honorable Peris, if you can hear me, members, honorable members have been accused and politicians have been accused in this case in terms of the spread of the coronavirus. And of course, the BBI, the campaigns had been going on until it came to a stop a while ago. Does it mean that the timeline for the general election could be affected if the timeline for the BBI process is also extended or delayed in this case?
Victor, let me also take this opportunity just to pass my very sincere condolences to, on behalf of the people of Kajiado East and on behalf of a lot of Kenyans who have, had this sad news. To the Obama family, let's say, poleni sana. Mama Sarah is a grandma for all of us in this country, and a symbol of, relationships even beyond Kenya, because the Obama family is also, across in America. So let me say just our very sincere condolences. And on the BBI issue, Victor, tomorrow the House is reconvening just to sum up whatever important matters that were before the House. And so I'm sure the House Business Committee will schedule in order of priority all the businesses that were pending before the House. And so, I leave it to the discretion of the committee to see what was of priority, what needs to be discussed tomorrow, and what will then remain pending. But let me say this, as far as the BBI debate is concerned, and this issue that the president now has given, a lockdown, particularly in the affected counties like Kajiado, where we are. I would say that the president has shown he cares for the lives of Kenyans. And for him, the lives of Kenyans is priority number one. BBI will then become a secondary debate, which time for it will come, beyond, because the pandemic is beyond the control of all of us. And so I would say that the president has done due diligence. Of course, businesses are getting affected, our normal lives are getting affected. But if we can pause and think of what will life be without you, because you can get buried, Honorable Sankok, or any of us, because of this pandemic. And so let's not talk about reggae. Let's not politicize this issue. The pandemic is here with us. It's unfortunate, but I think the president has done due diligence, and Kenyans must accept the inconveniences that come with it, because the president did not come with a pandemic. So BBI can halt for whatever period of time that it takes to save the lives of Kenyans.
All right. Mheshimiwa Peris, the drive is going on right now, and the vaccination against the coronavirus is also happening across the country. What should you tell Kenyans in general? Because most people are still pessimistic against taking the jab.
Honorable Sankok has just mentioned that he has already taken the jab. I didn't take the jab because I needed to ascertain my status first, and I did that on Thursday. I went to Nairobi Hospital, had my status confirmed that I'm COVID negative, and now I can confidently tomorrow take the jab. And I will really encourage all Kenyans to take the vaccine. It's protection for ourselves, protection for our families, and protection of our tomorrow. And so let us go for the vaccine as much as is what is available, and hoping that the government will avail more. Thank you.
All right. Honorable Sankok, your take on this, because many Kenyans are saying that, the jab has got a number of side effects, and they are not so keen on taking the jab. Have you taken the jab yourself?
Of course, I've taken the jab. And first of all, before I come to that, thank Honorable Peris for accepting that the BBI have halted. And I think the president is really did the right thing to protect Kenyans. Coming to the jab, I've already taken the jab. And Victor, please take my advice as medical advice, professional medical advice, that Kenyans should go for vaccination. Because vaccination, even in a layman world, we understand that vaccination has protected the world from very deadly diseases. Whooping cough, for instance, rubella, chicken pox, and other diseases like that have been tamed by vaccination. Hepatitis A, B, and C, and so many other diseases that we have been able to the world courtesy of vaccination. So I still plead with all Kenyans to go for vaccination because this is an international pandemic and we can only handle it, being a viral disease, from vaccination and probably other drugs that may come up. But since what we have now is vaccination, as far as the side effects are concerned, of course, these are normal side effects that are expected because once you are vaccinated, we normally do introduce what we call an attenuated pathogen into your body. And a foreign pathogen in your body will elicit some reaction. One of them is the building of the body immunity. And in the process of building the body immunity, it's like a factory overworking. They're bound to be hit, and that is why you find some little fever. There are bound to be some little headache, some little general malaise, what we call body weakness. Why? Because all your energy will be channeled towards building the body immunity. So, of course, you are bound to have some little energy. Just what happened when you encounter maybe a threatening situation where all your energy will be channeled toward the muscles and you may end up fainting. So you may end up having some little general body building its immunity. So I urge all Kenyans.
All right, it seems that we are losing Honorable Sankok there due to technical hitch there, or network problems, and of course that is technical error. And of this note, let me just give it a wrap at that point. And of course, thank you so much, Honorable Peris Tobiko, that is Kajiado East Member of Parliament, and Honorable Sankok, nominated Member of Parliament, who is actually given us an in-depth analysis and their take on these particular topics. And of course, the conversation still continues online, and if you'd want to keep in touch with us, continue giving us your feedback, and let's continue with the conversation. And just to give you a wrap on what's happening right now, as I told you in our breaking news, is that Mama Sarah Obama, who is the grandmother to former U.S. President Barack Obama, is dead. The info says that the family has actually confirmed that Mama Sarah Obama was admitted at the